Ladies and gentlemen, we are back one more time. It's the Big O coming back with T-Bone, the Icons.
Hello, 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 world.
And we are here in the OZone. Are you ready? Are you ready to talk sports? Are you ready to be unfair and partial? I hope so, because we're ready. We've been itching to get back at you, and we have some stuff to talk about today. We got to start at the top where everybody's starting at. I mean, the implosion of the Los Angeles Lakers continues. Last night, I watched. I saw Kobe Bryant on the bench there, looking like, the mummy. He looked like Tutankhamun over there. He was all wrapped up. He had ice on his knees, ice on his shoulders. He had ice in his Gatorade bottle. There was ice all over the place. This guy, and we watched him watch the game where the Lakers surprisingly came back and won the game in overtime and beat the surging Miami Heat.
While he was sitting down, of course.
While he was sitting down. And let me tell you, I don't know if I've ever seen someone so salty to see a game-winning shot. He was so upset. He looked so upset when Julius Randle hit the game-winning shot. Julius Randle's doing the boogaloo. He's dancing. He's squeezing Russell, D'Angelo Russell, and so on and so forth. And everything, right? He's signing autographs, and Kobe Bryant just gave him stone face. He cracked one quick smile, and that was about all he had for him.
Okay.
It was like, how dare you win a game without me on my farewell tour?
They wouldn't have even been down if it hadn't been for him. He was 1 for 7 in the first quarter.
Wow. Yeah, but I mean, this. I'm not trying to ride on the Mamba because he's a great player in his own right. But at the same time, earlier in the week, they lost by 48 to Utah.
Disgusting.
That's disgusting. That kind of thing says you aren't even in the same category. Like, you aren't even in the same league. You guys shouldn't even be playing the same game.
Right. And you have to blame Byron Scott for some of that, right?
A lot of that. I mean, you know what? My view is evolving. Byron Scott, even though he pulled the ageism card with D'Angelo Russell, in my opinion, because he's got this young kid who can really play the game, who he seems like I don't know if he doesn't like his mental state or what it is, but he seems he got a problem with the young brother and he doesn't let him play. But now the Lakers have taken L's to a whole new level because the Lakers are taking L's off the court.
Right.
And in the City of Angels, we're seeing a rebirth of something that I just can't even believe. We're talking about this ridiculous scandal with D'Angelo Russell playing double agent and actually ruining his teammates' relationship and ruining his own, more importantly, maybe even his own reputation and career in the NBA. Last night, he jumped on Julius Randle after Julius Randle made that go-ahead layup for the game. And Julius Randle was like, yeah. Then he looked at him and was like, oh, it's you.
Oh, yeah. Everybody be quiet.
Don't say anything. Don't tell anyone I hit the winner because he's going to tell. Yeah, so it's like, how does a guy, for anybody who doesn't know, who's been living under a total rock, D'Angelo Russell videotaped for Snapchat for some reason, Nick Young talking about having adult sexual relations with another young lady, and Nick Young is engaged to another young lady, a star singer, and somehow or another it got out. I actually don't believe that he did it on purpose as far as it getting out. I don't believe that he did it on purpose.
And now I had just actually watched this thing for the first time maybe a couple of hours ago, and I actually believe that he did it on purpose.
Oh, really?
The way that the camera was being held, and why was he sneaking? Why would you do that?
Why would you do
that around your boys?
What are you doing?
Yeah, let me sneak a video about talking about some babes.
Who does that?
Who does that? Like, you usually, most of the guys, locker room banner, you join in. Oh, yeah. You did that.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, now, then you turned around, and then what did you do?
Exactly. It was an interrogation.
Yeah.
It was an interrogation, and who knows if Nick Young is telling the truth or if he was just talking big just because.
Right, he could just,
He might have just been talking just.
A little bravado going on.
A little bravado, especially for the young man.
Right.
And it's disturbing because you say, why do you do something like that? But we have to add another piece, which is this is the second L that these dudes have caught in the same week. Because earlier in the week, they caught like a sexual harassment case.
Right, and what's the common denominator?
D'Angelo Russell.
Ooh.
D'Angelo Russell's there.
Yeah.
And Nick Young, though. You could say he's also the common denominator. I don't know if he's E equals MC squared, but he is pi. So, I mean, the issue is that he's there. And they're saying that he's leaving the parlor over in Hollywood. There's good food over there. And they say they're leaving the parlor. And D'Angelo Russell actually is the guy who's supposed to have shouted out on to some derogatory term or something to a young lady passing by, who then in turn didn't appreciate it but snapped a photo, and this photo/video, apparently D'Angelo Russell on the immature tip said something and then ducked back into the bus. And Nick Young was just sitting by the window and was like, yo, what up? I'm on the Lakers.
Right.
And then, they caught that scandal, to which the Lakers then had to address. And now they're catching this scandal, to which the world has to address. I just find it really interesting because the entire world seems to have a problem with this. Less people are talking about Nick Young running around.
As well.
Everybody has a problem with it. The Lakers' home crowd booed this young man last night when he got on the floor.
I believe he has to go.
You think he's got to go? That's it.
He's got to go. I mean, even the guys from the NFL are stepping out on him. I mean, This is terrible. This is terrible. I think that the only place that he can actually go right now is Philly, because they're another team filled with a bunch of young kids.
And you know what? I think maybe so, but I think that there's also, I think you got another thing, which is you have to ask the question, or will it blow over? I mean, go speak on it.
No, James Worthy feels like it. No, Michael Thompson feels like that it would blow over, but overall, I don't think it'll blow over. He doesn't have the talent like that to let it blow over. Kobe had the talent to, make people forget and forgive. He doesn't have it like that.
Your jumper is so wet that you can make people forget a rape allegation.
Yeah.
That is a silky jumper.
That I busted ass.
That I busted some ass. And then I busted ass on the court.
So forget about it, okay?
So you forget about one ass
I give you
bust.
the Jedi mind trick. I busted no ass.
You busted no ass. That's it.
Let's play.
Okay, let's do it. Yeah, because, you have to say, so now, wow, is this the chickens coming home to roost? Is this a surprise? What is it? What is going on here in the Lakers organization under the new bus leadership that makes this sort of scandal? What's going on? Is there a vetting that needs to happen more thoroughly with the young players? What's happening? What do you think?
I think that, the vetting system definitely is out of whack, because you have to know a guy's character before you bring him on. He has to be able to fit in the locker room, and he's not doing it right now.
He's not doing it.
But I don't think Byron Scott's helping out either.
I think Byron Scott is secretly very happy. I think Byron Scott
I got him.
He was like, I knew he was a buster. That's exactly why I never played his ass more than 9 minutes a game. I could tell he was a stone cold buster. I don't know, man. They're saying he's getting the isolation treatment. Nick Young
ISO'd last night.
He got ISO'd, but they're saying he's getting ISO'd at team meetings and so on and so forth.
Oh, of course.
He's giving you some Donnie Brasco here.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
I agree. Nick Young, strangely enough, I like Nick Young's statement, what Nick Young said, and how he came out and said, basically, we handled our business, and it is what it is. We're gonna cut to a little audio here and see if we can get Nick.
I like to be a boxing promoter and promote the fight between Nick Young and D'Angelo Russell. Pay-per-view.
I think Nick Young would beat the shit out of D'Angelo Russell.
The kid's young. He's fresh. He's got the fresh legs. $49.95 a pop.
I don't know, man. That's when it's personal like that.
Hulk Hogan on him.
Hulk Hogan.
Feel, I don't know, as sick as possible. I've been asked that question 110 times, and my answer, my feelings stay the same. I wish I could make things better right away, but I can't.
D'Angelo, Nick was just in here, and he was talking about he needed to get his personal life in order. Do you feel that somehow you put his personal life, and in particular his marriage, in jeopardy?
Honestly, I do. I've always been known as a guy that plays around a lot, and he has been too. And I don't know, to be around somebody that's similar, with the same similar characteristics is different. And he's one of the guys that I've always talked to about anything, and I cherished our friendship. And for me to, I don't know, have an incident.
We're going to cut it right there because this guy
is different.
This guy's similar, it's different. All of a sudden, it's weird. I don't know what's going on, but what I can tell you is, as our loyal listeners know, we have a fan of the OZone who bears the moniker of Laker Quick. And I gotta hear what Laker Quick has to say about this.
Hopefully he won't jump through the line.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Laker Quick.
Quick.
What's up, world?
You tell me. Now, we just got done listening to this disturbing audio from D'Angelo Russell where he's tripping all over himself, talking some nonsense about, well, I've been known to play around a lot. Nick plays around a lot, too. And to be around someone with a similar characteristic is different, is weird, is different. And how did the Lakers get to this point of complete implosion? Talk to me, Laker Quick.
Well, the brother has a lot of talent. He doesn't appear to be the most mature. This is one of those situations where we will probably never know the truth. This kid is no idiot. I think it's giving people a pass sometimes to, say, oh, he didn't know. He was just, this was personal.
So you feel like he did it on purpose.
I do too.
Oh yeah, and we'll never find out. We'll never know why. But no, you don't do something like this. Hey, who knows what he heard? Standing around the corner in the locker room, or somebody said, and all, Nick Young ain't exactly setting the world on fire. Now that doesn't mean it's cool to dine the dude out and try to wreck his engagement. But Nick Young's mind ain't been right in probably, I'd say, about 2 years. I think he's gone completely Hollywood and just decided to live the life instead of playing the game because the dude has talent. But, yeah, I think this is a personal attack by D'Angelo Russell. It's a blow that's way below the belt. It goes against every man code. We can even go past the team code. This goes against man code. And I don't know how you bounce back from something like this.
This is what we were saying. Now, T-Bone was saying that he's got to go. He's saying that D'Angelo Russell's got to get out of town. They're going to run him out of town for this thing. He's getting booed at games. Last night, Julius Randle made the game-winning shot, and D'Angelo Russell ran up on him and jumped on his shoulders. And Randle, no love. NoLove.com. It was loveless.
He got ISO'd.
You can just get stole on, man, and you just turn around the way, man. I mean, honestly, man. It ain't. Come on.
No, this is an ugly look. I mean, one thing I was speaking about is that how incredible it is that the entire population is against this kid. It's like women don't feel it, men aren't feeling it. I saw a couple. There was a couple midgets I saw that weren't feeling the work. There was a lot of action that was not the way to go.
No, ISIS released a statement today, deploring this, and, I don't know if you heard that. Yeah.
I did not hear the ISIS statement.
They are not feeling it.
They are not feeling
this activity.
It could be dangerous to hang around Staples for the next few weeks. Who knew? Good thing their season is coming to an end soon. But let's speak about them catching 2 L's in 1 week. Let's talk about the fact that just before this, it was apparently, now from the inside sources that we have, they say that that the team was leaving the parlor over on Melrose in Hollywood, and when the whole debacle happened with the supposed sexual harassment situation, which also was D'Angelo Russell, and they say that Nick Young just took the L for him in a big brother kind of way, and then D'Angelo Russell said something slick and ran back into the bus.
No, it was Jordan Clarkson, I thought.
I think it was D'Angelo Russell and Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah.
And if you look at the video, or the photo, Nick Young is the one that they have that the girl took the photo of from her car, I do believe. And the thing is that he kind of stood there like, yo, what up? I'm on the Lakers. Iggy Azalea, one love. Trying to diffuse the situation. And then what does he get for that? He gets an ice pick. He gets an ice pick sandwich. And then besides that, I don't know which one of these three is worse. Then you got the Lakers running up to Utah and forgetting that they're a professional basketball organization and losing by 48.
It's a bad look. You have a bunch of young kids who, they're not kids necessarily, but they are young men. Nick Young is like damn near elder statesman in his 9th year. But basically you have a bunch of young men knowing that they're playing on the team with no expectations. They're basically young, rich guys, and they're like, and no, they're not taking playing basketball seriously at all. And I think Byron's kind of catching some unfortunate slack. He can't do nothing with this. If you guys want to be serious, know how to play to win, what you want from him? Yeah. Byron Scott is taking teams to the championship, man.
That was a good old
I
days.
believe in Byron Scott as a coach. I'm not saying he's an upper echelon coach, but I believe he's a better than average coach. But you have to, you got to want to do something. These cats just, they look like they just want to get the game over with so they can go do some LA shit.
Which is very possible. If LA shit includes snitching on your boys, which last time I checked the LA handbook, that wasn't in the LA
you get
code.
Your player card pulled.
You get your Los Angeles privileges revoked.
Nah, you can get you can get your life privileges revoked.
I tell you, Los Angeles is a wild place.
Yeah.
You can't play around here.
No, that's not and I mean, I tell you what was interesting is if you watch ESPN or some of the other channels, is hearing the football players speak on it.
So who spoke? I missed it. What the football players come out and say?
There's just several commentators, on it, but they all basically went straight to the violence and said, one guy,
straight to the violence.
One guy, I wish I remember his name, man. One dude said straight up, he said, I'd whoop his ass every day. I whooped his ass at the mall. I'd whoop his ass every day till he was off that thing. And then a couple other cats were speaking on it on, I think, NFL Primetime or NFL Live.
Yeah.
And the football players made it very well known that there's no way that it would be non-physical, and you probably just had to leave.
Well,
old boy from the Jets just broke the quarterback jaw last year.
Yeah, he sure did, and he was willing. He sure was in OTAs.
Yeah,
that wasn't even in like the season. He got cut from the team. That cost him money, and he was like, "Forget it. I'm not having this dude talk crazy to me."
And balled out.
And he went to Buffalo and balled out.
Yeah, but Rip Hamilton
said that's my kind of guy.
No, but Rip Hamilton and Rajah Bell came out and said that he had to go.
Wow.
Yeah.
But where does he go? Is my question. Where do you go when this is
you? Go to Philly.
It's all bad. Look, other people are bringing this up, and this is why, in this situation, I really feel bad for Kobe, because now they're bringing up all the Kobe shit.
This is what it comes down to, and this is. I mean, did he set the culture? Is the culture of snitching set here?
Awkwardness, because they're all saying, "Well, at least he ain't on trial for rape."
Oh,
they're basically saying that. They're basically, well, Laker Nation got, over Kobe being on trial for rape. Now, every time they talk about this dude, they pick up Kobe's old shit.
It's disturbing, and I can remember that.
That's reaping and sowing, though.
That is the law of reaping and sowing, because for those who didn't remember, Kobe Bryant decided to say in his interrogation for an alleged rape, he said, Shaq pays for this kind of thing all the time. He's paid up to $1 million. Can I get out, of this?
Which was unfounded, which was not true.
What was unfounded?
Shaq ain't paying nobody else, man.
Nobody saw that. Yeah. Let's hear what young Kobe had to say about it.
That Shaquille O'Neal maybe has paid off women in the past. When's the last time you talked to Shaq, and did you ever apologize for those statements?
I haven't had the opportunity to talk to him directly. But if I do get at that opportunity, I definitely.
Why not, Kobe? It's been months. Why not?
Man, I can try to track him down, but I don't have his number or anything like that. Man, I was able to get a message to him, through a mutual friend. But December 25th sounds like a good day to me to kind of talk to him and tell him I never meant in any kind of way to bring anything of his personal business out to the light like that.
Kobe, are you fearful that Shaq will not want to talk to you?
No, I'm not fearful of it. I mean, I can only do what I feel is right. You know what I mean? Now, I feel it's right to go up and apologize to the man for bringing him into my situation. I never intended for that to happen, and things were way overblown and misstated.
They did you bring up his name, though, Kobe? Why even go there?
I can't really get into the details of it. All I can say is things where, they kind of took something and ran with it and took it someplace completely, different than what it actually was.
Well, let me ask you this question. One of the things that Shaq would say, and I know him pretty well, is that Shaq would say he's not hard to find. If you really, really wanted to find him over the last 6 months or so, it should have been relatively easy to find him. How do you respond to that?
Well, I respond to that is, you probably got his number. I get it from you, and I call him today.
So that was Kobe Bryant's response to when he was jammed up. And, wow, I have to say, Stephen A. Smith and my man did a pretty good job of jamming him up there. about that situation. Is this just the beginning? You know, I mean, are we going to, in 4 years from now or 10 years from now, are we going to have another Laker player who's going to tell on somebody? What's the culture here? What is this? Is this something running? Terrible. Is they putting something in the water in the locker room? What's going on here?
At the end of the day, people will forget about it. There'll be something else new to talk about. He ain't going nowhere. He is actually a talented player, and I think him and Jordan Clarkson, they're trying to make them the Steph Curry and Klay Thompson of the of Southern California, and I think that is possible. I don't know if they can be that good, but
I hear rumors that they're trying to get Hassan Whiteside, which I think is a very good move. That kid Whiteside's got a lot of upside if you can get his mind right.
The best case scenario is that these two guards, who especially Jordan Clarkson, who I like him as a rookie. The best case scenario is these guys start to develop. They get the kid out of LSU, put him at 3, get Hassan Whiteside at center, and get Kevin Durant and put him at power forward. And, hopefully by then maybe you have a 6, 7 seed playoff, team.
Quick, we're gonna get young Buss on the line and get you signed up for a GM position, because it sounds like you got some pretty good plans for the team that they actually, if they listen to, they may actually make some noise as opposed to making some legal briefs and breaking up marriages and shit. So
and then as soon as the superstar touches down, then you get those other auxiliary type players. The Andre Iguodala's, for instance. You get a couple of them dudes to sign on, trying to get them a ring, and that's how it starts. But it's tough, man. You're going to be in the same division with the Clippers and the Warriors now.
This is what we want to segue on to while we got you on the line, Laker. Quick, we got Blake Griffin coming back for the Clippers soon, and I personally
too bad he's not coming back tonight for the Thunder, who they about to tip off with in about 45 minutes.
Yeah, it would be nice, but he's coming back and he'll be back for the playoffs. I'm very interested to see what happens between CP3 and Blake Griffin and Montel Jordan, or
this is how we do it,
or it could be this is how we do it. and I feel like
that was about 6'8".
Who was about 6'8" and might be able to free throw.
Ooh, well, you got to bring that up.
Too soon. So, but yeah. So I'm interested to see, and I'm interested to see what you think, because I keep watching the Clippers. T and I were watching the Clippers. You just don't feel like they can get over the hump, despite the fact that they have all the talent in the world.
There's I think both sides could be right. I think the honest answer is how do we know? I'm going to be honest. I'm going to look at it a little optimistically. I think Blake Griffin coming back is because nobody knows how it's going to work. I think it's something that is going to work to the Clippers' advantage. And I don't think Blake Griffin is some kind of asshole, at least on the court. I'm sure that trainer guy or whatever, the equipment manager, would probably feel differently. But I think that dude is going to do his best to fit right in seamlessly. And, being that, everybody's just going to have game film for the most part, the Clippers without Blake Griffin, in terms of recent film, I think he's going to, in a way, be their secret weapon. That dude put up big numbers in the playoffs last year, man.
Did.
People need to look up his playoff numbers last year. Everybody talking that Blake is the problem, they need to trade him. That's just, sometimes talking points don't make no sense. And that don't make no sense. Blake Griffin ain't going nowhere. And who will we trade to get better? You want to do a straight-up sign and trade deal for Kevin Durant? Okay, well, I'd listen to that. But this, come on.
I don't know. I like Blake on the block personally.
Yeah, he's not a secret weapon.
I like Blake.
He's a weapon.
I think,
he's a weapon.
Force of nature
right there.
A double-double waiting to happen.
25 and 12.
Come on, man.
And you probably give you like 2 or 3 assists a game.
Yeah, and you acting like you might not need him? Are you
kidding? He put up triple-doubles in the playoffs last year, man. Triple-doubles. Like a couple of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't no fluke, man.
I don't even think it's close.
I like the Clippers, man.
I think he's the best player on the team.
I agree.
You know what?
But I'd like them to pull it together is my thing. Is that, you know what? When you look at the Clippers roster, you got Blake Griffin, Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan, Paul Pierce, J.J. Redick, Jamal Crawford, Austin Rivers, Wesley Johnson, Cole Aldrich, Jeff Green, Pablo Prigioni.
I'm disappointed in the Clippers' bench. That's their main Achilles heel, in my opinion. It's Jamal Crawford or nothing. And Jamal ain't no spring chicken no more. He just turned 36. We have the same birthday. And he's just not – he's 36. He's not 26. And it's like if he ain't hitting, doing his thing coming off the bench, Del Shady gets zero production off the bench.
So now do we put that on Doc Rivers?
Not necessarily, because some of them dudes can ball, man. Wesley Johnson can ball. Cole Aldrich, that dude can actually play. Paul Pierce, I mean, what are you really asking, man? You can't give us 4 buckets? You know what I'm saying?
I need 4 buckets.
These cats are making millions of dollars, man. You got to give me 2-3 buckets, man.
Yeah, but
Come
it's the coach's job to put them in the right position to win, and Doc is not doing that right now.
Hey, I'm not the hugest Doc Rivers fan. I think he got a team with 3 Hall of Famers and 1 All-Star of Rondo, and he got him a ring out of it, but he's never shown me anything that was mind-blowing, like, oof, that's...
Right.
Well, that's
and
because you haven't seen
right?
the video of when he got you on tape talking about running around on your woman. That would blow your mind, actually.
Come on out, Doc. We got him.
I can't imagine watching this dude walk into the locker room right now, man. I mean, honestly.
He can't imagine it himself.
Oh, that's got to be the worst.
Oh, it's got to be the worst.
That's got to be his stomach
and
is so soupy.
He's shady a child, so it's like
right. He's
and he looks like he's smaller than me. So how's Julius Randle gonna look snatching him up, man? That it'd be like the Ray Rice video, man. So
Wow.
I mean, it's just a bad look all around. He's shady, not even a grown ass man.
Yeah, but you
know
learn.
what I mean? So
you learn this as a kid.
He's not saying that he doesn't learn it. He's just saying that
this kid 101.
Yeah. Now, last thing we want to cover with you, like a quick, while we got you on the line. I'm looking at something now that's talking about a trend that Greg Popovich set. I know how T feels about it. I'll let you speak on it first, T, and then you chime in after quick. Is they're saying the Clippers are going to rest their stars versus the Thunder. And T, tell me, we had an interesting off-air conversation about how you felt about these guys resting stars. What do you think?
I think it hurts the league. It hurts the team. And the families that come out and watch, because these guys, they're being paid to play a lot of money, and the families come out and they pay more than a couple of $100 for a good seat, and the stars aren't playing? Come on, dude. That's not acceptable, man. That's not right.
What do you think, Quick?
I agree 100%, and I'd like to delve a little further and go into the root cause of this problem, which I was just thinking about coincidentally earlier. And the reason why you have these cats rested is because basketball is shady turned into damn soccer, and you got these cats doing all this marathon running. Why? Because they've eliminated post play, and nobody wants to slow down, give the ball to the big man, let him do his thing, while y'all cats just sit out there and rest.
Yeah.
Nope. Everything got to be high pick and roll, and now these cats is out here getting their Kenyan marathon running on. So guess what? Even though cats back in the 80s used to play the same amount of games, and we imagine had slightly less advanced sports medicine, all of a sudden now, these cats got to rest, 6-7 games a year. I don't like it. I would be very hot if I was the family man who really had to save more than my family knew to
take him out to have a good night out at the game.
And
save
then they want
up.
to rest cats in big games too.
This is what I'm talking about. You save up,
man.
Yeah.
Well, the Spurs are talking about resting these guys when they get ready to play against the Warriors.
And that's what I was thinking of specifically, man. That shit ain't hot.
This is a big game. This is a big game tonight.
Yeah.
You think about that. Think how much money you had to save up to take your kids out. If you have 3 or 4 kids, oh my God!
Let's say a family of 4.
Family of 4. You're talking about $1,000 or more for a good night out at the stadium. You need a G-ball.
Come on, man. And then they don't play. I have to watch the refs all night.
And then Chris Paul might not even play.
20 minutes, bro.
I need 20.
Come on, you got to give me a dub at least.
I need 20 minutes. Huh?
I don't condone that at all. I really don't. I don't like it, and it's a complete byproduct or absolute byproduct of them taking post play out the game and making this game, and which we can go. That could be a subject for the next talk, bro. Because honestly, I feel like basketball has gotten far more predictable to watch. You always know it's going to be a high screen and roll at some point, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Some folks might think post play is boring. At least it's something different.
But I think that it's a copycat league, and Popovich set the standard now, and everybody's following. Because, look at Tim Duncan.
As they should, because look at their 20 years of success. So, I mean, you can't – it's working for him. Tim Duncan is still in the league. He could have retired a couple of years ago. So, but I don't dig it. I don't dig it at all. And it's one area where I don't mind the NBA stepping up and maybe fining, because it's like you're cheating the fans. It's like we don't even have to make is that a case? You don't even have to make that case. It makes itself.
So if Popovich does something like that, can I get a rain check?
Right? Can I get a rain check to actually watch Aldridge and Kawhi Leonard and all those guys play?
He's literally going to sit everybody, he said.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll call us.
You know, they should come up with a plan for that. That when he does that, everybody who's there gets 30% off their next ticket, or gets a $30 coupon somewhere to eat.
It's a practical complaint that I actually don't hear enough about, in my opinion. Right. You hear the pundits and everybody talking about how it's messed up for, about how it's a smart move for the playoffs and so on and so forth. You never really hear anybody talk about the standard, the average Joe.
That's because only the contending teams are going to do it. And if you're a true fan, you're thinking championship just like the team. But you're still going to feel screwed. I mean, it wouldn't be enough for me to give up and not root for my favorite team, but I feel some kind of way about it.
Well, especially if I bought my tickets far out in advance. Right. If I bought my tickets thinking, I'm going to see Blake and CP3 and DeAndre and blah, 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 and then
I'm out there watching busted Paul Pierce.
Jeez. Paul Pierce turned into a buster. That's harsh, but I know what you're saying. Laker Quick, you're always welcome here. You are a true friend of the Ozone. We appreciate your insight. Hope you have a great day, and we'll speak to you soon.
All right, Quick.
Good looking out, yo. Appreciate it, man. Always a pleasure.
Peace. He brings up a very, very good point.
Valid.
And you bring up very valid points as well. It's a point fest. And speaking of a point fest, you ever think about dressing with style this spring? If you head over to 54 Club at 54club.com, they're the no-shop style solution. You get a curated wardrobe for every season delivered to your door every month. For just $60 a month, you can get $120 worth of clothes or more. I like that. Matter of fact, I think I might be wearing some 5'4" later on tonight.
Right. Very, very nice.
Very nice clothing. Moving on here. A couple other topics I wanted to cover. I wanted to see how you felt about RG3 heading to Cleveland. RG3 heading to Cleveland. I don't know if this is the solution or just another chain link in the problem.
Is it a Band-Aid?
I don't know, but they got Hugh Jackson up there. We got our old pal Hugh going up there. So Hugh is the man. One love to Hugh Jackson.
Yeah.
And another friend of the Ozone, and I'm interested to see if he can get that young man's mind on the team.
I don't really think that he wasn't a team player per se. I just think that I honestly believe that he underestimated the other talent in the league. He doesn't think that the big guys are going to be as fast as they are, and he basically got hurt against Nada. Nada is like 300-something pounds. He ran him down and messed up his leg. Yeah. And he never got his job back after that.
Yeah, and you come to find it's the third time that he's had that happen to his knee. So it's not like that.
You know what I mean? Too.
Oh my goodness, he looked like he got helicoptered.
Like
that was the worst. That was the worst. I'm sure he's watched that video and come to the conclusion that he should have slid. I'm sure of it.
He needs to be a pocket passer,
and he's got a good arm
with occasional run.
Right. I just wonder if he's going to be able to get that done. If he's going to be able to get that done up there. It just seems like they have a culture of losing, and they need to turn over the soil up there to figure out a way to change things around.
Well, they have a talented receiver. They have a nice, tight end?
Yeah.
They just probably need a coach, and Hugh might be that man.
Hugh might be that man.
Yeah. I'm not expecting a Super Bowl anytime soon, but, stranger things have happened.
Yeah. I mean, a guy made a video of his friend talking about running around on his girlfriend and posted it on social media for billions of people to see. So that is
right.
Stranger than the team going to the Super Bowl.
Now, that they're saying that the video actually wasn't actually leaked by him.
That's what they're saying. I don't know. I mean, who knows? I'm with Laker Quick on this one. I don't know what we get. I don't know if we ever get the truth. But I'm hearing all sorts of conspiracy theories. What do you got?
Nicki Minaj is supposed to be behind the Nick Young league, as they're saying.
Now, who's the they in this situation?
A Twitter handle, Famulous, I do believe.
Whoever Famulous is.
Yeah, that's actually that spoke on ESPN radio or something.
Wow. Yeah. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and they came out and said that there's more to be released. So
Sony hacks? Is this like is this Kim Jong-il is involved? What's going on here?
Right, it's too much. It's not the game of basketball.
It's not the game of basketball.
Destroy somebody's house, it's a problem because this guy has to go home to this lady, and whether you like her or not, he has to listen to her, and that's the worst. So everybody knows that if you go home and you've got grief at the house with your girl, then you really, she won't let you go until she gives you grief. He's not going to be able to just walk away.
Oh, this is bad news. This is going on here.
News.
This is really, really.
I mean, even if you didn't like Nick Young, you would feel for him. Anybody who has a girl knows.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We're going to move into tennis now, one of my favorite sports. And down the Miami Open is taking place right now, and it's one of the larger non-Grand Slams. It's a nice major down there, even though they may lose the tournament. It's a great place, nice and hot in Miami. It's always good to be in Miami in March.
Yeah, we were watching some of it. Look real sticky.
Real wet down there. I guarantee it, boy. It looked like you down there in the bayou. Yes, it did. And, there was an early exit by Serena Williams. Serena Williams, who lost in the finals at the Indian Wells tournament and is now lost in the Miami Open. I mean, these last two tournaments are more losses than she suffered all of last year now. And it's pretty I see that she lost. Federer had to retire because of an injury. Nadal had to retire, I think, because of heat stroke or something happened. Seems like there's a changing of the guard going on in tennis now. There's a lot of new young bucks that are getting, they're making noise. It's a very interesting thing to see because we're seeing this in all sports. And I find it interesting because although you come into your senior statesmanism at different stages of these sports, the same group and crop are retiring around the same times. So you have the Peyton Mannings and the Tom Bradys of the world giving their last hurrah, and you also have the Nadals and Federers of the world and the Serena Williams of the world. And now, this is this transition period, which I find very interesting because it's segueing into a new world in the sport.
So who's next up?
I mean, I'd have to say Carlos Beltran. Who's next up of the New York Yankees?
I think Carlos, he probably should have gave it up a few years ago.
I think so too.
Yeah,
but
he looks good, but he's not playing
the same
at that
player.
level.
Yeah, but
he's awesome.
If somebody is giving you $11, $12, $20 million a year, who am I to tell you to give it up?
Yeah, I'm definitely not the one.
I am not the one to tell you to give up that $20 million for the greater good of society. Actually,
because they're going to find another bum to give it to.
They're going to give it to another bum. And why do you think that is? Why are they so interested in sports in giving another bum that money, that last hurrah?
Do you think it's branding? Maybe this guy has a brand. Carlos Beltran has his brand. Let's keep the Carlos Beltran fans in the seats.
I think there's a little bit of that, but you think nobody's brand is bigger than the Yankees itself. Yeah. So, they would want to protect that. But at the same time, we watch the games. We see when different guys hurt the teams in different ways. And yet the GMs never seem to go that route. They never seem to,
I think the GMs a lot of times are just out of touch. Really?
I think so, too. Yeah. I think the bubble of success causes the GMs to be out of touch in a lot of ways.
Yeah, they're hanging around with these guys all the time. You're speaking to them, and then it gets really hard to say, hey, man, you know what? I think your time is up. It's like CeCe going to the bullpen now. And I love CeCe. That's our man.
I love CeCe.
But CeCe probably shouldn't be starting anymore.
It'll be interesting to see what it does. I mean, now what I am down with, and baseball gives you this option more so than any other sport, is that you could give CeCe a chance and see what happens from that chance.
Right.
But what you can't do is then to go too far and then in turn allow anybody to hurt the team continually. And this is what we're seeing now with Kobe Bryant, who's at the end of the road, And we're seeing this situation where they're trying to manage his minutes. People are coming to see his last game against Dwayne Wade, and then they get 8 minutes of action.
Right. That's shame on the team, and and the league, and Kobe. We're looking at a shell of what he was.
Literally. And there's only so much. There's only 7 games left or whatever it is, and then he can he can retire in all of his glory.
But then when you show him with all the ice bags on and everything, I just think that that's more of an excuse than anything because he shouldn't have been playing anyway.
He just shouldn't even have played. He shouldn't even have suited up. But but they got to sell. They sold those seats.
Yeah,
they sold those seats, and I do give him credit as opposed to saying the coach just saying, "Oh no, we're resting tonight."
Yeah.
Because that goes back to the other argument.
So tell me about this situation with Garrett Cole not getting his money.
Oh, okay. So, a little bit ago, some information came out. Garrett Cole, one of the best pitchers in the league, total absolute stud and ace of the Pittsburgh Pirates, who can't seem to turn the corner and get over the hump. They got him on this MLB silly rule, under 3, or whatever it's called. And Garrett Cole is now playing for $538,000 this year.
And he's one of the best pitchers in baseball.
And Zach Greinke just signed for $200 billion.
And he's not one of the best. Well, he is. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say
way out of line.
I'm out of line.
You're
but,
out of line.
But
out of line.
I'm not that far.
Yeah,
Way?
you are out of line. You're way out of line. Are you going to say Zach Greinke? Zach Greinke had like a 1-something ERA, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't
Last
front on
year,
that.
though.
Yeah, last year. And last year, Garrett Cole's ERA was like 3.07 over his career, which
How
is
many-
only 2 years.
Right.
But let's say
these
something.
2 years, what's his record?
Garrett Cole is 40-20 in these 2 years. 40-20 with a 3.07 ERA, and he locks people up.
Right.
He strikes guys out, lots of guys.
Yeah.
And he put them in the playoff hunt. He's a team guy.
He's
And
young.
He's a young stud, and he's just trying to figure out how to balance the balance sheet here a little
Right.
bit. He's playing next to guys who are getting paid, and I can say, okay, now he signed for a certain amount. His agent, super agent Scott Boras, is saying that this isn't the deal that he discussed with the owner of the team.
Do you believe it?
Yeah, I believe it. But you know what? The ownership seems to be consistent in not honoring anything other than that under 3 situation. So maybe Scott's just, saying that so that we'll talk about it. But ultimately, they gave Cole a raise from the $538 that he was supposed to make to $541,000. Now, in the world of in the real world, a $3,000 raise is great. In the world where your peers, and many of which who are not as good as you, are making literally 20 to 40 times that amount of money, this is unacceptable. And so now they're saying he was only looking for, $650, $700 or something like that. He just wants some compensation.
That's not crazy either.
No, that's not crazy. And if I'm if I'm an owner, I have to say, you know what, there's times when I got to break character here. I got to break policy and say, no, you know what, this guy we do need to pay.
Right, and set a standard.
I need to or not. Or I need to set an exception. And I need to say, you know what, the standard is that this guy is overperforming for this deal.
Right.
And I'm going to compensate him in some way. I'm
true.
going to give him a Corvette. I'm going to tell him he's going to Disneyland. I'm going to get him an unlimited pass at the buffet. I'm going to do something.
I don't think he works out like that.
At the buffet?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not. but I'm gonna do something for him to make him think, you know what, I want to stay in Pittsburgh, because Garrett Cole is from Newport Beach, as per Wikipedia, and if you're from Newport Beach, odds are off the top you don't really want to hang out in Pittsburgh that much,
Right.
Because
Especially
Newport
in the
Beach
winter.
is pretty dope.
Yeah.
I can tell you.
Yeah.
It's
awesome.
It's awesome. In the words of Hulk Hogan,
You're awesome.
and you know what? It's a pretty sweet place, and he's over there. He's having success. Obviously, he's giving it his all. And then they tell you this. Now, why in the world would you be inclined to sign a long-term deal at the end of this year when you deal again,
Right.
or when you get hurt?
Right.
Why would you say, yeah, you know what, Pittsburgh did me right. I'm going to go back and I'm going to give them, you know what, I don't need $20 million this season.
Give me 3.
Give me 3.
I wouldn't do it.
I'm
There's no-
sensing a theme with you here.
Right.
So first of all, we're recognizing that Terry would juice, and
I want all my money.
and he would not give a hometown discount to the Pittsburgh Pirates.
No loyalty program.
Don't give a discount to the Pittsburgh Pirates when they don't pay you off the bat.
He's a stud. Come
He is
on.
a stud,
25 years old? Are you kidding?
stone cold stud.
I think that they say major league pitchers reach their prime around 27.
Yeah, 27, 28. I think that's what it is.
Come on, dude.
You got some prime coming.
You got some prime
You got
rib
prime
coming.
112 coming.
Yeah.
Shout out to Miles. But you know what? So that's a tough one. But I want to go back to this this fitness regimen for these guys,
Right.
because you look at it. So much of the game has now been revealed to be about balance,
Right.
to be about different versions of strength, which our
Core strength.
yeah.
And that's what Bryce Harper is showing you in that little vine right there.
Crazy core strength.
Come on.
And that kind of strength translates to making balls go 500 feet.
Yes.
And when they throw you the off-speed pitch, you probably are not off balance. Your balance is right.
You can't fool me.
It's going to be hard.
Yeah. I think that the guy's going to hit about 50 bombs.
You think?
Yeah.
Wow.
Why not? He wasn't that far off last year.
Wow. I don't doubt it. And he's got speed, even though they try to,
Right.
stop him from running.
Right.
I mean, realistically,
I hate that too about the league where they want to stop you from running. It's a part of his game. You got to let him play the game. These are kids.
Now, that's an interesting thing you just pulled up there about CC, saying that CC Sabathia is going to have all of the alcohol removed from the hotel rooms during road trips, which is a very responsible thing. One thing that I really admire about CC Sabathia and his dealing with these the abuse, the alcohol abuse problem that he had, is he's been very open about it. He's been very forward about it.
Right.
And I believe that that's how you help other people.
Right.
Because there's
no shame.
That's what it is. And there's a stigma attached to like a weakness or a stigma attached to having a problem.
Yeah.
No, that's what I mean. To a problem
if you
in
have
general.
A problem, everybody has problems.
We
So,
all have different ones.
If he has a problem, then let's speak on it, and maybe it'll help somebody else grow.
That's what it is. That's what it is. And I bet you he's helped some other people because a lot of people look up to Ace.
Right.
And we're pulling for you out there, CC.
Yeah.
We're hoping you for the best for you, and we're looking for another Cy Young effort from you.
He always gives you great effort.
Crazy heart. He's got. I mean, Laker Quick brought up a good point years ago and said that you could argue that CC Sabathia lived up to the big contract better than anybody in that 5-year block.
One of the only ones. You have Big Tex who's let you down. You have Alex Rodriguez.
No. We're talking about in all of sports. I'm talking about in all sports.
Yeah.
This guy came over and won 61 or 62 games in 3 seasons.
I mean, what do you want from him?
What do you want from CC? And got a ring.
Games? Yeah, he got him a ring.
And got him a ring. He
got the organization a ring.
He got the organization back on track.
At one point, he carried him.
On his back.
Yeah.
That's a big fella. He put that team on his back. Yeah, he did. That guy, one love to CC. I just want to give you a shout out here. Let everybody know that this is the Ozone you're listening to. My Twitter handle is @Omar Miller. You can find me on Instagram @Omar Benson Miller. You can find my brother @Icons, EYECONZ, or Z if you're Canadian or English. You never know about those kind of things. We're going to cut it off right here. You can catch us on our next episode, our next session of the Ozone with me, Omar Miller. I'd like to wrap up on a nice quote. We're going to hit you with a Nelson Mandela today. And it is, it always seems impossible until it's done. Remember that, folks, and have a great week.